check the stream, and we are live.
Let's go. We're live. Live at the Fly Degenerates show, Friday edition. Draft,
Meow.
recap. Flex, how we doing over there in Jet City?
Doing wonderful. You know, I got the aviators on because I'm back in the pilot seat for the Jets bandwagon today.
Yo,
Let's
big,
go.
let's go. Big H, how we holding up? Let's go. All right, we live here. Let's do. We're gonna do some draft grades. But first we have a huge story. Sex slave.
No.
No.
Let's just tease. Let's
Fake
tease. Let's tease that for the.
Was he teased? Was he not teased? Was he really there? We don't know. But this is right up his alley. So, 8 Flex, take it away, baby.
Well, no. Hold on. I think let's start with the draft stuff first, because we got to warm up. Because I want to catch him off guard. I want to because the thing is, it's if we start off with that, then he's gonna doze off when we start talking draft. So let's start off with the draft, and then
Wait, who's gonna doze off? Me?
Yeah, I know you're not a foot nerd like.
Whoa,
like
I
us,
feel
so
like y'all are. I feel like I thought you were talking about the guy who was the alleged sex slave. Then all of a sudden you're talking about me. I'm not
No,
the sex
well,
slave. Just let's make
I
that
was
clear.
not-
to
No.
the public.
Dude, let's
I
clear
was
that.
never
right?
talking about you as the sex slave. I was just.
No. I know, but
I mean,
Before
you
we
would
went
be the
live-
Flex first started talking, I thought he was going into the thing about the sex slave guy.
Me too. So
No.
Before
but
hold on. Before we started, I thought we was clear that we were starting with a double.
No.
So did
I
I,
said
but
that-
Flex pulled the audible.
Okay, Audie.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I put the ejection.
She's
seat.
QBing.
No, but I will say this though: if there was the number one overall draft pick to be a sex slave, it would definitely be H.
Me?
Just so we're clear.
Oh, whoa. That's a
Well,
deep,
not a
that's
man
deep,
sex
that's
slave.
a deep statement that we're not gonna dive into here today. But what we are gonna do, we're gonna dive into some Jets, Giants, draft grades as soon as possible. Flex, what we got here, man? Let's talk some Jets picks here.
No, we all know this was a big day. It's kind of sad. It's like bittersweet because we wait. Let's say me and you and a lot of people, but on this show, let's say, we wait all year round for this, and when it's over, it's kind of like it's bittersweet. It's over. We start talking, and usually, being a fan of the Jets, that starts pretty early after the draft that just passed.
Right.
But just in general, I don't know what do you think about the overall draft? I see both of our teams are getting, good positive reviews for process, overall players selected, and everything like that. Which is encouraging. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's get it. Doesn't matter at all. But you do like to think that at least in the state that our football teams have been for the last me specifically 15 years,
Right.
More recently or whatever, but the state that our teams have been in, you like to see a little bit of positivity and praise going towards our teams. Right. In terms of like overall feelings on the Giants draft, is there, overall, and is there a pick that you like more than another? Is there a pick that you didn't like so much, and what are your overall thoughts on the reaction to the reaction of your draft of the Giants draft?
Well, how's my mic sound? Sound good?
Sounds
A little
good.
bit low.
I heard some static there. All right, so as far as
I don't know, something just happened with Flex's mic, but go
yeah,
ahead.
as far as my draft, I kind of feel that way too. As far as like it don't really matter, but the Jets have been way better draft team than the Giants. So you guys, you guys have been through some pretty good drafts, had some good picks for the last couple of years. So with this regime, though, I feel like this is your best draft. But as far as I do, obviously I like the Averill Reese pickup. A lot of people question it. my Gioa, whatever his name is, from Miami.
Maui Noah.
Maui Noah, but there's no end there. That's the thing that throws me off.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I've heard
It's
somebody say that too. There's no end
well.
there.
I mean, also,
Yeah,
I'm cheating a little bit because
Maui
we
Noah.
happen to have his a linebacker
Right.
uh on the Jets already.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But as far as that pick, I mean, yeah, I understand the Downs thing that everybody wanted Downs, and I get it. But I kind of feel like going into the draft, we knew that Harbaugh was gonna address the O line, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know it didn't line up with the fifth, but once we got that 10th pick, we should have known that that was gonna happen. As far as my favorite pick, um, besides the first two, or besides the Ava Reese, I like the cornerback Colton Hood from Tennessee. At first I'm like, but I think it was a good pick there, a good value there. A lot of people talk about how he was a good value there, but we won't know. I know we need cornerbacks, so I'm glad we addressed that. The DT, that's that in that pick particularly, that I wanted them to go up and get that DT, man, from was it Texas, that that the Chiefs went and got. I think the Chiefs
in
went
what in what round?
in the second round. The
Um,
DT, the first DT that went.
Not the Lee Hunter
Was it
or
Hunter or was the other one? But we had an opportunity to get the best DT on the board, and we kind of sat there and just waited. And I kind of wish, and then later we go up and go get the receiver, which is like I kind of maybe I need to find out if they try to move up and get the DT, but I would have preferred them to move up and get the DT. But Colton Hood is not a bad pickup. I think he's gonna fight for a starting spot. I mean, we don't really have cornerbacks, so he's gonna fight for a spot there. But
Peter
yeah,
Woods.
there you go, Woods.
Yeah,
Yep,
also from Clemson, which is where
Clemson.
Dexter's from. So
Right. Clemson, right. So that was my only thing. Like, why didn't you go up and get him? Maybe they did try and get him. Maybe they really did have Hood over him, and that's why they didn't go get him because that's what they said. They, but that sounds like a cover up to me. That sounds like we had Hood higher ranked anyway. Yeah, but as far as specific needs, what I'm saying, I'm sure he was more important than the cornerback. But the cornerback's an important position too. So, but we'll see how that turns out. Obviously, we won't know till 3 years down the road. So, but yeah, overall, I mean, I hate to do that grade shit, but I feel good about it. I feel like we did a good job. I'm not ecstatic because we still have to make it work. We still have to see Ava Reese play off the ball consistently, and even though he did that more than he did Edge, um, and you got to be creative with this front. You can't just play regular uh, defense. You got to get creative. You got to move people around. You got to disguise a lot of things, and I think we're gonna have that ability. But are we gonna have the coaches to bring that out? That's the part that we need to find out. So, but as far as the Jets go, any picks that you really like? Any picks you didn't like? Any
I
questions that you
mean,
had?
yeah, I mean, obviously, like even I think we were on when it happened, but kind of no real reaction. But that D'Angelo picks, man, D'Angelo Pons pick,
Hmm.
I think and it's pretty much like everybody loves that pick. And he just always seemed like even the way they talked about it, like I just love the way before the draft people would talk about it. I just feel like the Jets sorely needed players like that just like that sort of attitude. Like I mean I've been on here a bunch of times saying how soft the Jets defense
Hmm.
is at time or was at times. Uh, primarily in it more so in the run game, but overall, like it just felt like it was an overall theme with the team. Obviously, the pick that everybody hates is the Klubnik pick. But I mean, how I can't get that mad at it, considering that this is a draft that it was well known that it was kind of a weak draft. So we got, get a mid round quarterback. Obviously, that's a scratch off lotto ticket.
Hmm.
Obviously, nobody kind of believes that it's going to hit, but I can't get mad at any of the picks, man. They got a big fat guy on both sides of the ball. They
Right.
got attitude. They got attitude with Omar Cooper, with Inez Cooper, the guard out of
Hmm.
Miami,
Hmm.
and obviously D'Angelo Pound. So they got big dudes. They got fast dudes. Like it just feels like it was a whole mentality change, and
Right.
which obviously was sorely needed. And I feel like the picks, even with the last pick that they had in the seventh round, that safety VJ Payne
Yeah, I like that pick.
hitter, it just looked like they knew that they needed attitude on this team, and not just like fake tough guy stuff. They needed a kind of like dogs. And I just think overall, there's not much for me to complain about besides that pick and trading up for it, trading a fourth round pick to move up for a quarterback that wasn't. It just seems like wasn't going to go that high anyway.
Right.
But I mean, I've seen the Jets blow millions of picks, so I can't get mad over one that I disliked. So
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I like that VJ Payne. I didn't realize you got drafted until later. Um, yeah, I was like, okay, that's a good 6'3" big hitter. Um, so yeah, I like that pick. Um, I heard a lot of people talk about the Sadiq and the Cooper, like, oh, it was like backwards. Like, who cares if they got the?
you got
It's
him.
like, who cares where you got them, as long as you got them. You know what I mean?
You, you,
Like,
you know, you know, it's crazy. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it does go into that. I've seen which actually goes kind of like to what I had mentioned to on the side or whatever. How like the fantasy football takes have infiltrated way too much into the actual football takes,
mm-hmm,
as if the fantasy football matters more than the actual football going on. And it's in the fantasy football, it's talked about as if that's the game that's being played, not the
mm-hmm.
actual, like the
That's
game is
crazy.
the fantasy football, like
Mm-hmm.
tabulations, not the actual game that's going on the field.
Yeah.
There's been multiple uh fantasy takes, football takes in general, that now say that those two picks, the Omar Cooper and Sadiq pick, were bad picks because the Jets have too many mouths to feed now. I would love to know. I mean, I just it has to be that they've never watched a Jets football game. Never in my life have I seen a football game that is that includes the New York Jets playing a football game which on offense they have too many mouths to feed. I've never seen that. It's not,
Right.
and I need
No,
to I
you
need to
must have
see.
missed the Eric Decker, Brandon Marshall era.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, how can I forget that? It was just literally those two,
Yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick just force feeding them every jump ball to
Decker.
every no, no, it was two passes to Brandon Marshall, one pass to Eric Decker. It was that was the offense. But um that was also over 10 years ago. So I'm thinking, maybe, a lot of these fantasy football guys were, that might have been a little bit early for them as well. But I mean, we are a few months removed from Tyler Johnson, from uh, Jelani Woods, um, just a mishmash of like the most, like back in the day when they had the WWF wrestlers that they would put on Saturday, where it was like, the Ultimate Warrior
Yeah.
versus uh, Nails, or fucking, or what was the dentist, I forget what the dentist name was, but but it was just like it might have been actually the same guy that played Nails, but
How about Barry
but
Horowitz?
Barry Horowitz, yeah, but that's the number one jobber, you know.
He's the
Uh,
legend. Don't
yeah,
disrespect
he
the
is the
king
or the Brooklyn, the Brooklyn,
with the Star of David on the briefs. That shit was
the
fire,
Brooklyn,
son.
the Brooklyn. I think him and the Brooklyn Brawler are one and two on that list. But that's the equivalent of like the wide receivers that we were fielding. Once Garrett Wilson got hurt, and he does have a tendency to get hurt. He's a smaller guy, but also because he has to, he's the guy that they have to target all the time. So it's just like I don't get it, man. People wrap themselves up in twist themselves up in pretzels trying to find something, ridiculous to say, like just to have a new take, and it's just like, man, this is not how football works, man. It's just um it's just ridiculous, but I digress. Nothing negative to say beyond that.
Well,
Let me
just a
ask
little
you,
Barry Horowitz update. He just dropped a book, 2024. Wrestling is my gimmick, my life on the wrong side of the 3 count. So go check that out. Go ahead, Cheese. I'm sorry.
Tap in. So let me ask. So right now,
Tap
who's
out.
your tap in or tap out, baby? Who's your slot? And do you think that Sadiq is gonna play a lot of slot while old boy plays on the line, or you think
This is the good problem to have. They
right,
can all go in the slot.
right,
The trick is you don't know who's it gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And
right.
and that's also something that we haven't had in a long time, where it's like, oh, who's gonna line up? It's
Mhm.
Garrett Wilson, this guy, and this guy, and we all
Right.
know the set. Oh, Isaiah Williams in the slot. He's our punt returner. Oh yeah, well he's also there.
Facts.
I forget the guy who got cut. I don't know, from 2 years ago. I've tried to wipe that from my brain, but the dude that fumbled the punts and lost the Steelers game, and
Oh yeah, right.
Xavier Gibson. Sorry,
Gibson. Yeah, he
sorry. How
got
can I
cut
forget? Yeah,
mid-season and then picked up again, didn't he, or some shit like that?
yeah, but
Um,
somebody. I don't know by who.
yeah, but no, I just asked as far as like receiver wise, who's your third receiver on the roster? I'm
But
not
now we have now Adonai Mitchell goes to
right.
to
I forgot about Adonai
a spot that's more comfortable.
for him, right?
Like when you see Adonai Mitchell, when he's your number 2 receiver, that's a problem.
Yeah,
When he's your 6th or 7th option, okay,
right.
man. Like,
Yeah,
we're letting you be splashy. We're
right.
letting you get a big, throwing the ball deep, and maybe you could draw the safeties, maybe be a decoy, or maybe you can catch that
Yeah,
touchdown. You know what I'm saying? But we no longer have to rely on hopefully that being one of the
mhm,
plays that produces points
right.
during a game on Sunday. We can actually use the screen game, which we were terrible at uh,
Hmm.
for the last 5, 6, 10 years. Um,
Right.
you know, it allows us. I just feel like the players and how they can mix and match and move them all around just allows us to be in more of this century on offense, and it just
Right.
allows us to have just more wrinkles and more people that have the possibility to strike more fear into the defense, because any of these 5 players could take it to the house on any given
Right. Yeah,
play.
nah, like definitely like what y'all did on the offensive side. I see Geno Smith resurrection, baby. Let's see it. I'm all for it.
He's done it. He's done it
He's done it
before.
Did
before.
they sign Russell Wilson yet, or is that going to be?
He's playing.
No,
He's
no,
playing
he's been. I
baseball.
think he's in talks with NBC.
Really? I
Uh,
just saw him playing
it,
baseball in Savannah, right down the road.
yeah, I mean, but that's a. But were you actually there?
My question was a serious one. I don't know what y'all are doing with baseball and all that.
Oh no, he was.
No,
I
he
just
was on.
seen. Yeah.
He did play for the
No, I know he
Savannah
did this,
Bananas.
but you're not serious.
Oh,
You're not serious about that. You thought he was going to play baseball, right? I genuinely am asking: is he going to sign with the Jets or no?
No. Today, like I got alerts of him being in talks with
Really?
NBC
Oh,
to do some. So I mean, let me just let
Well, I
me
mean,
see
he
if I
could
can
do
pull it
that
up
and
here.
still he could do both. We've seen
that's
that
true.
done before.
No, not in studio though. Huh?
Sure. Ryan Clark was doing studios when he was with the Commanders. At that time, the
Oh,
Redskins.
Mm.
okay. Well, I mean, then the possibility, but I think those sort of things they throw them out there to see what the general reaction is, and you know what I'm saying. It's like they float those things out there to see what people feel about them. I just don't
Wait,
see
who
it. I
floats
just
those
don't see
things
it.
out there?
I don't know.
So that report that
Agents maybe.
Gino was consulted, that's not true?
No, I'm just saying in general. Sometimes stuff like that. It could even be freaking. It could even be Russell Wilson himself, just to because he's already in the area. I guess he's obviously that we've been talking about that for a long time. How he likes even with Sierra or whatever wants to be in the New York area. So I mean maybe it's just maybe there is interest in talking or whatever, but it just doesn't seem like he's a viable option considering what we saw not too long ago with the Giants.
So who is
Right.
going to be the Jets' backup?
It's a good question. I mean, um I what my main issue with like somebody like Russell Wilson, I just think that it's just he doesn't feel like a traditional backup quarterback, you know, anymore. Um, it just feels like he's bigger, like he's a bigger personality than that. And obviously, because we saw what happened with the Giants, where once they decided to go to Jackson Dart, he was skipped over as the backup by Jameis Williams, Jameis
Winston.
Winston. So that's why more of the thing where it's like I just don't feel like he's like a backup quarterback. He's a quarterback that you bring in if let's say your quarterback gets hurt, and then you try to throw your eggs in that basket and cross your fingers. But I just don't think that he's like you set up for him to be your backup.
Yeah, he's too big, right? He's too more of a distraction than anything, I think. Well, we'll see where he is now. Definitely was a distraction for us. And it wasn't really a distraction as far as like in the locker room, but it kind of felt like we like media was always like concerned about him and how he felt and things like that. But
Which you don't want if it's your backup.
I would like to. I
I
mean,
disagree
I
with
still
that, but okay.
I think if that boy had a good O line somewhere, I don't see why he can't be a
Who,
backup somewhere
Russell
else.
Wilson?
Yeah,
The Jets don't have
and
a
I feel
good
like
old
he
line? I thought the Jets had a good old line. What happened? Who'd they
they
lose?
do. They have a solid. They have a solid. They did lose uh Tucker inside, but
Did they?
he went to New England.
Yeah,
Patriots.
but they didn't have Tucker. They had a injured. Like when I say
True.
they had a good old line, I'm not even
He
talking
was
about
on
him
the
because he did
team.
not contribute to that.
Yeah.
Right. It could have been a way better
I'm
if he
saying
did.
did they lose anybody that was making them have a good old line? And I don't. I'm not including him in that because he wasn't playing.
Mm,
Right.
yeah.
I thought the Jets had a
I
good old line.
mean,
Am I wrong? What's going on? Y'all awake? What's good? I feel like I'm not
I mean
like
that.
y'all don't want me to participate. I'm trying to participate.
Nah,
No, no,
I'm
no, no. I'm just
yeah.
saying, like obviously it's like a minor move. I'm not gonna. They lost John Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's not a move to kind
No, but
of.
you're not even hearing what I'm saying. Cheeks
Mm.
just said he could see
That in a
Russell
good O
Wilson
line.
being having success with a good old line. I said, do the
Yeah.
Jets not have a good old line?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It's more of a
on
question
paper,
for
yes.
Cheeks.
Yeah. I just think that Vera
Do you
Tucker was
not
a
think
big
he's a
loss.
good? You don't think he's a viable backup for the Jets?
I wouldn't want to see him with the Jets just because, like I said, with Geno Smith there, I don't know. I just don't want. I don't want. I don't think it's a good fit for the Jets. You know what I mean? And I say that the Vera Tucker thing because Vera Tucker was a good when he played. He was a good player. So losing him,
Yeah, but
diminishes the O line as a roster, as an entity, as a unit. But you're right. He did get injured. He get injured a lot. So, but we'll see. Maybe he won't get injured in the
So
Patriots
where do you
if they're
think that
winning.
has a good old line that he would be a good fit?
That's a good question. Indianapolis, him
Hmm.
and Jones. That's not a bad one.
I don't hate it, and I could kind of see it.
Well, they got the things
Mm.
around him. Jones was a mediocre quarterback that just understood to get the ball out in timing. Russell could.
But hold
Russell
on
is
a
good
second.
with
Wait, wait,
timing.
wait. The only reason. So you're saying to start in Indianapolis?
No, but just as a backup, and if
Are we? Cause we're not
Daniel Jones
assuming
gets hurt,
Daniel
which he
Jones is
does.
coming back for the torn Achilles. We're not assuming he's going to be ready week 1, are we? I'm not.
No, but there you go. Then Russell could.
I mean,
Yeah, probably
that's an
not.
interesting point because it doesn't feel like that's been a topic overall. Like
Right.
it just seems like it just seems like yeah, that's their plan. But you
Who is
make
their backup?
obviously an excellent point of it being like, hold on a second, like because even when they talk about like when the draft came and went, and it was just like nobody mentioned the Colts in any of this, like maybe grabbing a quarterback or something like that.
Hmm.
It just seemed like Daniel Jones is our quarterback, and it's also a because we're not only talking about the Achilles injury that he suffered. What was it? In the middle of the season.
Hmm.
We're also talking about all the injuries that he's had prior to, and also having the propensity to get injured somewhere, another body part. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So, I mean, it's excellent to bring up because it just feel like that's flown under the radar
Right.
in terms of the Colts.
Yeah, that's true. They had that rookie that played pretty decent at the end of the season. Um,
The
but
garbage when he went into garbage time.
yeah, when the team,
Wait, they
yeah,
had a rook. Who? The Colts?
yeah, a couple.
Philip Rivers?
Was it last year or the year before that?
I don't
No, it
know
was
that
that.
Philip.
Well, that
I
was.
wouldn't
I think that
consider
was
Philip Rivers a
literally. I
rookie.
think.
Yeah. Well, he came. I thought he was. I thought he came straight out of high school. Um,
Yeah, he did come out
but
of high school
no, I'm just
coaching.
kidding. But
Mm,
right, that was a joke. Yeah, but
he's been coming
yeah,
a little
no,
bit too
that's a good.
much.
I think that was gonna be a good spot. But I don't know, man. I don't know where Russell what's his future, man. It looks.
Do they still
I don't
have?
know. You
What
think
was
he?
that kid's name that you're talking about? I forgot. I know who you're talking about. What was his name again? That he started the
Yeah,
last
because
game,
remember
right?
that was.
The last
Yeah,
couple
because they
games,
didn't
Yeah, I
want
yeah.
to.
was like,
They,
why the
they didn't
fuck
want
did
to
they
put
bring in
a.
Rivers if he was alright?
Now they.
Right.
Yeah, but I think they was it Minnesota against Minnesota that they didn't want to. They didn't want to put him in the
Oh,
crosshairs of that Minnesota blitzing, that
I don't know, man.
blitzing
I gotta be
defense.
honest. The
yeah, I don't
Colts,
recall.
while I respected the aggressiveness of some of the moves that they made last season, they also did a lot of fucking doofus type of stuff to me.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Like
Yeah,
the
they
Rivers
did.
thing was a circus. That was ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like it was a
Right.
fun story. Like I enjoyed it, and I'm happy that they did it. But if I'm a Colts fan, or if I'm trying to look at the Colts as a serious organization,
Yeah.
that shit was a fucking a sideshow. That shit was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Right. Right. Instead of
Yeah.
putting the rookie in there that you had, like just fuck it.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I guess not that this year kind of would have mattered that much in the grand scheme of things because of the lack of quarterback talent in the draft. But I think some of it was probably pride. Like, you know, they weren't gonna just. Well, they still ended up losing pretty much every game, but I'm
No,
saying like at
literally every
least
game.
no,
Literally every
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah. But
They
I'm just
literally
saying like
lost out.
the the illusion of trying to win games. You know what I'm saying?
Well, with
Yeah.
Philip Rivers, to me that was to me Philip Rivers was in no way a sign of you're serious about trying to win games. To me, it was the opposite. It was a joke.
It was crazy.
To me,
That
it
was
was y'all
crazy.
trying to play fantasy football Madden in real life, and you don't even know what you're doing. Like that's how
Right.
it came. It came across to me as you're not serious. You're a little confused as to how serious football goes. Like that's how I
Right.
viewed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was a
Like, that
fun
almost
story. It
felt-
was cute. I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
maybe it got did ratings and tickets and jerseys and all that stuff. But I mean, we
Yeah,
saw
that
the
was
result.
crazy.
They didn't win a fucking game, not one.
Yeah.
And then the
That
kid
seemed like-
that they leapfrogged Philip Rivers. Not they leapfrogged with Philip Rivers was actually eyed in that last game,
Yeah. I don't know.
and that was
it's like
against Houston. He was getting fucking mauled in
That
that
was
last
his-
game.
Riley Leonard,
There you
Leonard,
go.
he's still
That's
there.
the guy,
Yeah,
Riley
Leonard,
Leonard. Yeah.
that guy from Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, they skipped right over him like he was gonna be fucking a deer in the headlights lost, and I thought
Chopped
he was
liver.
alright.
Yeah. It seemed like that Rivers thing was like the last thing like anybody
Chop Rivers.
would fucking do. Like who said that? Like whose idea? That's what I want to know. Whose idea was that? Like
You know who it
Phillip
was.
Rivers.
Oh, I don't.
It was.
You think it was
it had-
Who do you think it was?
Had to be
Carly?
my boo.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah, just because it just seems like, can you please? We're in a pinch. Come on, that sort of thing. Because it's like,
Madam in Distress.
yeah.
Put him a little
Like
leg.
lift up
I gotta
the
cut.
skirt a little
Right.
bit, like to show a little bit of ankle,
Mm-hmm.
like in the old westerns.
Right. and then,
Like drop her
and
handkerchief.
Rivers is like this. Rivers got that little wheat shit in his hands.
And he
And
spits
it's
out
perfect like
lady.
a western.
Yeah, yeah.
tunes or
Phillip
whatever.
Rivers always has that fucking bolo tie.
Oh,
I could see
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Like, I'm
He does
picturing
this, and he does this.
and there's the coach too. Fucking horseshoe. He's like, little lady, you came to the right barn. You came across the
Yo,
right
that
fella.
I don't
tip of
think-
the cap is
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
I think we
hilarious.
put this. I think we put this all together way too late, and I think that whole situation flew under the radar because that is too perfect.
Yo, for
Yeah,
real.
that shit was funny, bro. Yeah, but that's terrible, bro.
Wait,
Whoever
so
came
Riley
up with
Leonard
that
is
idea-
still on the Colts, though? Seriously? He's still on the roster?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so do we
And
know
also,
what they're doing
Anthony
with
Richardson.
Richardson? Yeah.
That's what
heard.
that's what I don't know. I thought they were
I
gonna
saw,
They-
what's his name?
They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. That's what that happened today.
But hold on. I mean, talk about disrespect. This is a guy, dude. We forgot already that he requested a trade. Nobody gives a shit about his trade request. They're like, fuck your trade request, nigga. Nobody's even talking about that. Nobody even cares.
Yeah, I know.
They should though.
That shit
They
is
could
the
get
most
something.
pissed on trade request I ever seen, yo. Like,
Should
no
they-
one's
Like,
even
alright.
paid. Like, niggas is just acting like that never even happened. Like,
Right.
why? You requested what? Sit your fucking ass down on that bench.
This
Yeah.
nigga.
What do you
Yeah,
say?
that-
Who-
that's-
who-
that-
yeah, what do you say?
That's
Who gives a
basically
fuck?
the
Where's
is that the
where's
Steve
Rivers?
was it the Steve Kerr was it Steve Kerr or that was with Jonathan Kuminga where it's like, yeah, you can want to get traded, but somebody has to want to trade for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah, hell yeah.
Word. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody wanted a shot at him. Just
Who, Richardson?
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he has that. He still got talent. You know what I'm saying? Like he could sit there and watch. Fields got a fucking second job. You know what I mean? Like
Wait, whoa. Come on.
we don't know anything about Anthony Richardson except for the fact that
We don't say that name in this household.
Okay,
Hold on. No. But hold on a second. You say we don't know anything about Anthony Richardson. I understand Justin Fields has fallen out of favor, and I think Justin Fields' career may be over. We'll see what he can get if he can get resurrected in Kansas City.
Kansas City, right?
Justin Fields, in the pros and in college, or just in college,
Yeah, just in college, you're right.
accomplished infinitely more than Anthony Richardson has ever shown.
You're right.
Like Justin Fields has had success both on the pro level and in college. Anthony Richardson has had no success either
Right.
on the pro level or in college.
Right.
So,
But
in
I
terms
kinda
of
feel like
their
this-
desirability and value to an NFL team, I don't think it's comparable.
Oh, you think Fields now is more than Anthony?
Well, because at
Because
least
of his accomplishment. I got you.
I just think like what to to what H is saying is like that when you already know when you get Justin Fields kind of like what you can do with him,
Mm-hmm.
just because he's like you said, like he's had success in the in
Both levels.
college
Right.
and has played a significant amount of football in the NFL. Anthony Richardson, he's in there for 2 games, injures something, comes back 6 weeks later, injures something else.
Takes
Like
himself out.
Justin
this
Fields
dude
had more
missed.
starts in his rookie year than I think Anthony Richardson has had it in his whole life. Not his career,
Yeah.
his life, including college.
College, yeah, because he only had 1 season. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even think he had a full season in Florida.
No,
But the only
I
reason I
mean,
say that is just because it's for that same reason that we draft potential. Like there's potential that we don't know can be tapped into or not. You know what I'm saying? Like in that sense, I feel like there's a quarterback, quote unquote quarterback whisperer out there that would want to get his hands on him. Just to sit down for a year or two, see what you get. Now
I
if
just
he
don't think
has,
there's a landing spot. Where's the landing spot?
yeah, well now,
quarterback whisperer doesn't matter if he's deaf.
And you
You
know
know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
believe in
Like,
quarterback whisperers. I don't.
but that's
believe
why I
in
said that's why I said this. But there's people out there that do believe that they are. There's coaches out there that do believe that that's what that they are that. But yeah. But once the Rams was my spot just because, like I said, last year they were in on Dart supposedly, and this year they were in on Ty. But now that they got Ty Simpson, it's like that's out the window. So yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, you don't want to bring him anywhere else where he's going to be a threat to your starting quarterback. But that's really the thing right there. You would have
a
to bring him
threat to your
somewhere.
starting
Yeah, but
quarterback.
Well,
wait a
not a
second. Who's gonna view him as a
real
threat?
threat, not a real. Well, you know how the fans are. You put him in, let's say, uh, Steelers, and then Aaron Rodgers is sucking. All of a sudden you're gonna hear and put in Anthony. Wherever he goes, he could go to fucking Minnesota. Kyler Murray starts sucking,
One
and
quick seize. What do you have
you
here,
know what I'm saying.
man?
So it's tough, but I would think that somebody would try to.
Yeah, but who? I just don't think there's
That's
a
what I'm
landing
saying. I
spot
don't
for
know.
him. Where is
Yeah.
there? Oh, where is there an opening for him?
Yeah, Kansas City, not no more.
Like I can't think of any place that would make any sense for him even to be a third quarterback right now.
Yeah. Who's the rate? Who's behind? Well, who's behind the Raiders? Oh
Kirk
yeah, they
Cousins.
got two quarterbacks. Yeah, Kirk. Is Kirk gonna start?
I don't know.
Not right.
People say no, but I think he will. I mean,
it
or I
almost
think
feels
he
like will.
should. Maybe I shouldn't say I think he will, but
Yeah.
I think he should. But
Me too. I
who
agree.
knows?
I agree. I feel the same way.
I thought that they brought him because all I kept hearing with Mendoza leading up to the draft was the number one comp I heard everybody say with him is Kirk
Right.
Cousins. So
Right,
once they
yeah.
brought in Kirk Cousins, I was like, yo, that's perfect. You have
Right.
Kirk Cousins as a starter, little bridge,
Mm-hmm.
maybe midway through the season, or maybe if you're fortunate enough, you could sit Mendoza for a whole season. But so far what I've heard is that Mendoza is going to be starting, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's killing QBs too right now is the fact that this draft coming up. So many people are so hyped about potential getting quarterbacks in this upcoming draft, next year's draft too.
Like we,
I just think there's so many young quarterbacks kicking around that like half these teams that it would make sense for them to have Anthony Richardson, they already have a project on the roster.
Right.
Like you look at the Browns, you know what I'm saying? There's mad
There's only
niggas
so
with
much
projects.
Yeah, the Browns
Yeah.
definitely don't. Tyler Green,
Like
their quarterback they picked up this year might be
And-
the
and the
best
thing with
Falcons,
Yeah.
maybe the
yeah,
Commanders
and
as
the
a
thing with
backup.
quarterbacks, it's like
Do they still have Mariota?
No,
Just
that's
thinking
the
in
way
terms
though.
of a maybe like a
No.
semi-comparable. He can aspire
Right.
to be
Right.
Jaden Daniels light.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's
I mean,
I was
they do
thinking
really
Carter.
seem
I
to like
mean,
Marcus
I just-
Mariota
like-
there,
like
but
you-
I think
they do?
the Marcus Mariota sort of
it's
time is
it's just
done.
difficult because it just feels like there's not enough time for like you have to be able to dedicate. All right, you work with him and you work with him. There's no time to be like, oh, we have the fourth quarterback here,
Right.
and then we got another guy back here, and he's learning too. It's like I just think that like it's a good point that you bring up. It's just like all of these a lot of these teams already have too much time dedicated to uh too many resources dedicated to like a project, and it's like
Oh wait, how about what about Green
that's
Bay?
what
They could try to turn him
I,
into Malik Willis part two, but
I
did they
thought
sign
about that.
anybody to
Yeah.
replace Malik Willis?
But I feel
I don't think they have.
like
because we know Jordan Love is always good for
yeah.
missing a game or two.
Well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the because that's the thing
Right.
is that like because
They
that's
don't
why I
want to see
say
him.
that's why I make that comp because that's why I say I don't think the comp to Justin Fields is right because if I'm LaFleur and
Desmond
I
Ritter.
know I'm gonna be missing. Say again.
Desmond Ritter.
Oh, that's right. They brought him. Did they bring him in during the season last year? I can't remember. But
Yeah,
like,
I
if I'm
think so.
LaFleur and I'm trying to, actually have a competitive season, compete for a championship, and if Jordan Love is gonna miss a handful of games, and I need somebody to spot start and help me get some wins, I would. As bad as Justin Fields has looked, I'll still take him over Anthony Richardson
Right.
to spot start 2 or 3 weeks just to try to hold down the fort. Could Justin Fields be Malik Willis? I would trust him to do that before I would trust Anthony Richardson. He's too much of a pro. Like that's why I'm saying I don't even think he can
Yeah.
be a backup because he's not at least not for a team that's trying to win.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you can't say that you're gonna plug him in for 2-3 weeks and feel confident that you're gonna get competent play and be competitive. So
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know.
They gotta
Truth be told, I think the Steelers should
not-
have
there's not enough
gotten him,
time.
but.
But that's the thing. Is that the best play? Like, are they gonna? Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Is that with the
But
Steelers?
I feel like they like that Howard kid, and didn't they just get a QB this draft?
Yeah, they got
that's the
somebody
thing.
else, but-
Now it's too late.
Who they get? They got a good one too. No,
Drew Aller. No, they
Aller.
didn't get a good one.
no, Tyler?
No, I'm just only reason I say the Steelers is because the Steelers are the one team that just is completely out fucking on one of the what's the name of the joint the surfboards that you be with the paddle. What's that shit
Yeah.
called?
Kayak.
Nah, but you standing. You standing up.
Oh,
the
yeah,
flat
yeah,
joints
yeah.
that you stand.
Paddle?
That's what-
Paddle?
That's what the
Paddleboard.
Steelers are. They're in the
Paddleboard.
middle of the fucking ocean, just standing on that. We're looking for a quarterback out there with the
And
the
that shit's
sharks
broken.
and
The
the
paddle's broken.
fucking, and the seaweed and the jellyfish.
Right. And the
Niggas-
paddle.
them
The
niggas
Niggas
try
in
to-
Australia.
they try to find the quarterback and they found the jellyfish in Aaron Rodgers.
Yo.
That's what they
Niggas
got.
is down under, huh?
And the
No, for
paddle,
real.
the paddle part broke. It's just a stick, and they're trying
Yo.
to move forward. They can't move.
They're fucking trying. They're going in spinning. You can't get it on the both sides at the same
Niggas,
time.
niggas doing burnouts.
Right.
Not for real. I don't think
Which
that there's a
is-
worse
actually-
quarterback situation than the Steelers. I actually don't even think it's close.
Yeah.
That whole system,
Yeah,
like
I
you
know.
said, man, that whole shit.
And get it because it's like you get a so-called quarterback whisperer and you have nobody to whisper to. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous because it's like even with the it was such a strange. I don't know what move it is, but to tender Aaron Rodgers, and it was like they did it to make sure that he can't go anywhere else. It's like, yo, he's not going anywhere else. And on top of that, it's like okay, if is your plan Mason? Like, is the current plan if Aaron Rodgers doesn't show up, Mason Rudolph? And also, it's like because if that's the case, considering all the obviously all the history and evidence that we have with Aaron Rodgers, how can you just sit back and just expect this guy to just show up just like a few months before, like, because he's not anywhere right now. It just doesn't seem like he's nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you just expect this guy at 43 to just stroll up
Yeah, man.
All
like
right,
out of
so
as if he just came off a great season?
so
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta
crazy.
I gotta I gotta bring this up. We haven't talked about this. I don't know if y'all know about this. I wasn't gonna get into this, but I feel like it's appropriate since we've gotten to Aaron Rodgers. Have y'all heard the rumors about Aaron Rodgers' marriage?
No.
No, I don't think so.
That he's married to a
I
dude?
saw a lot of
Look at Flex. A trans, like somebody that like, or like a real, like a male,
Yo,
or like a
hold on
female.
a second. Hold on a second. You see, trans, I said a dude. If I was talking
Okay,
about a
but like
trans woman, I
a
would
dude
have
that
said
looks
a
like a
trans
woman.
woman. I
Okay,
said a
okay, but
dude.
a dude that dressed like a woman, or a dude like a
A
regular
dude that
fella?
dresses like a woman is not a dude.
Okay, sorry, I don't got my
That's a cross dresser. I would have
pronouns
said a
right.
cross dresser.
Okay,
no.
I'm
I
not.
just said a dude, a dude.
Dude looks like a
I
lady.
gotta brushing up on my pronouns. I apologize.
Dude is not a pronoun.
But go ahead. Nah,
A
I
nigga.
have not heard. I have not heard anything about him and any dude like married to a dude. I haven't heard that.
Okay, so you know that he
You.
reported that he said that he got married at some secret wedding to some secret chick.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard
I
about
did
that,
know
right?
that. Yep.
And he started wearing a ring at some point like last year. So you know the internet be doing these deep dives. They do research and they peel every
Right.
word that he has said about this marriage in an interview. They pick it out. Okay, so Shorty's name is I forget. I think her name is Brittany with an I. I think he said that in the interview. They picked that up. Have y'all heard that? Okay, so apparently he said is Brittany with an I in the interview, and people been looking into his like background and stuff. Oh wait, hold on. Now I just pulled this up. I think. Oh no, this is old shit. So they said that they think that this is like a fake. That the girl that he married is, I think, either sisters or something related to some country music singer, and that Aaron Rodgers is really with the country music singer. That's
Get the
that's
fuck.
the that's the that's the theory that Reddit has dropped.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now
Conspiracy.
is this country music singer is he known to be gay, or is it just there's also connecting dots on that side as well?
There's connecting dots on that side as well because they were talking about that he. I gotta find the Reddit thread. They were talking about something that he was going to certain places and saying that he was hanging out with this dude, and that he was saying that him and his wife were hanging out with this dude and his wife. There was like a double date type of thing. That Aaron Rodgers said that in the interview. But then when people were looking for pictures of when they were hanging out at at a festival or concert or something, they only found pictures of him with this dude. Nobody could find any of these alleged women that were there.
Wow.
A Mike Vrabel situation.
Interesting, bro.
So is this why he keeps being connected to Nashville and like when they said that he, that was one of the places he might have been wanting to play at?
I don't know. That could be it. I mean, that we were. I mean, I remember I was sort of like, what? That don't even make sense. Why would that be? Like, what's the connection there? Now, that could be
Yeah.
the connection.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. That's funny.
That's thrown me for a loop, man, because now I'm gonna have to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Like when like when it's almost like when like when you have a car, right? You buy a car, let's say a Honda CRV, a red one or whatever. You never really notice that car, but when you buy one, you see a million of them.
Yeah.
because now your spider sense is kind of just like,
Right.
going off.
Aware,
I'm gonna
right.
have to parse through a lot of not because now I'm looking at it, with with the with the skeptical eye, and not because of anything. It's just it's just like seeing if it's true, like, because
Right.
sometimes there's a lot of stuff out there that's such nonsense that it doesn't matter what other people are trying to get to the bottom of.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like it would be a fun mystery
To unravel.
because this guy being so secretive and also allegedly having that fallout with his family. Obviously that's been famous
Word.
because their
Word.
family, Aaron Rodgers' family is super
Oh, here
Christian.
we go. I found
That
it. I
supposedly
found it.
when hit.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, ready? I'm gonna read you to what I read. This is no bullshit.
Okay.
The title is Aaron Rodgers' Secret Wife. For legal reasons, this is all alleged. I spent way more time than I'd like to admit today going down Aaron Rodgers' fake wife rabbit hole, and as someone with great stalking skills, I wanted to try my hand at finding out who this, quote, Brittany is. Take a look at Brittany Johnson, 32, and Mia Johnson, 20, from the Pleasant Prairie, Kenosha, Wisconsin area, same place Aaron played with Green Bay. So he posts these LinkedIn links to those two girls, Brittany and Mia Johnson. And then he says, reasons I think this might be her. Brittany has the correct spelling with an I. Brittany was recently a nurse in Pennsylvania maybe that was, she went with, he's saying that maybe she went when he went to Pittsburgh.
Right.
So then somebody else says, what about the Mike Stud connection? Someone on TikTok posted that Mike's wife was from Malibu, and if Aaron's wife and Mike's wife are sisters, then this doesn't check. And then somebody else posted, I actually think he's bi. I also believe that he has a problem with women. Not one of his exes has had anything good to say about him. They've all alluded to the fact that he's toxic. Mike's been claiming, so this guy, that's the guy's name, Mike Stud? Is that what I said? Yeah, Mike Stud. He claimed he's married and both exes.
Which is
Yeah, so I'm just,
that's
there's a
name
whole bunch
in
of
English.
different, there's a whole bunch of different comments here with people talking about how this guy Mike Stud is actually the real lover.
Wow.
That's what that's kind of what it sounds like. This could very well be one of those things where like kind of a lot of people know, almost like the Vrabel and Rossini situation, where it's like a lot of people know on the inside, you know, and it's just like if it does end up coming out, it's a bigger story to us, but kind of like a known secret in like those circles or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
But
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
mean, talk about like because it would be actually perfect for him because now you can't now they wouldn't be able to criticize him as much too because he could he can go to the discrimination route because you know how
Yeah, he's a minority.
yeah.
I never heard of
crazy.
this guy
Wow.
Mike Stud.
Yeah, me neither. But he's a country singer, huh?
I think so. Let me see.
Yeah, that's a little bit too convenient.
That is funny.
My
Yeah.
stud.
Oh, he's an American rapper, it says.
They stay trying to make these white niggas into rappers, man. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, and they end up turning into fucking jelly roll.
Right. Rapper, singer, entrepreneur, former baseball player.
And apparently he like Aaron Rodgers was on stage with him, and like he's like this is his man's all of a sudden out of nowhere. That's his stud.
Damn, he discovered it.
Terrible.
Good for him.
Anyway, I wasn't sure if y'all were aware of that that
No,
I
no, thank you
know.
that
for.
that dark
Enlighten me.
web conspiracy situation with Mike Stud. I forgot
Right.
how I even came across that shit, but I was on, I be in the sewer of Reddit,
The
and I was
pits.
in there just trying to sift through the toxins, and next thing I know, I see Mike Stud and Aaron. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And what are y'all niggas doing down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What y'all niggas doing down here? That's funny. They were.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna
That's
take him,
crazy.
take him in a tent with some ayahuasca.
There you go.
That nigga better hire. Watch out,
Hallelujah.
nigga.
Yeah, why I oughta.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow. There you go.
yeah. That's a term, definitely. That's like I said, that's
Yo,
something
this is
I
hilarious. One of my favorite things is the Google people also ask or people also search for, just to
oh, see,
see.
that's
It's
Right.
telling.
so funny. The first thing under under people also ask, does Mike Tomlin like Aaron Rodgers? That's great.
Yeah, excellent
That's
question.
funny.
He decided to step down, but
Oh,
What's the
so speaking of Mike Tomlin, do y'all have any thoughts on the new NBC hire and the new
lineup?
NBC lineup of Tomlin? I guess is replacing Dungy, right? And
mhm.
then and maybe I don't know if this Russell Wilson thing ends up playing out, he'll probably maybe he'll take over for Chris Sims, who's gonna be out the door.
Yeah, because it seems like the way
Oh yeah,
it was worded it was worded in this athletic piece. It was like, oh, which could mark the end of the Hall of Fame quarterback's football career. So I, I know, you mentioned that maybe he could do both, but I guess like with that phrasing, it kind of feels like it would be more of the all in thing as opposed to kind of like in and
yeah.
out.
Yeah, so I mean, it would make sense because I think they're probably gonna have a seat to fill if they're
Mm.
losing Dungy and Sims, and the only person that has been announced as added is Tomlin, as far as I've seen.
But and it would be a funny dynamic as well, like putting him back with
Russell.
Russell Wilson back with Mike Tomlin in those roles. I don't know if that would be. Well, I guess.
Well, I mean,
I
Mike
mean, I
Tomlin
guess
held
they're
Russ down. I don't think there's
that.
Right, I'm
any
That's
about
what
to
beef
say
I'm.
that.
there.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying. I
Yeah.
guess it kind of. There's probably no bad blood between those two, but it's just
Yeah,
like
he's the
it
last
just
nigga to
feels like
give him a
it's
legitimate shot.
yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, considering Chris Sims is I like the type of content that he produces and stuff, and obviously the kind of the intel or the rumors floating out there is that Chris Sims, because he kind of was mentioning some of the stuff with the Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini
Yeah, I seen
situation,
that.
that
But that shit is
coincidentally enough,
bullshit. That shit is
it
bullshit.
is, it
Cause I
is,
was
but it just
watching
seems
that
like a
shit live
convenient.
that day, and niggas don't know what they're even watching when they pull up that clip. That
Yeah,
shit was
because
just Mike
it just
Florio being a fucking goof.
yeah, and it was like being super lawyer guy. But
Yeah,
it just it just seems like it was a convenient way to kind of you could point to kind of something that maybe changed
yeah,
anything, because in terms of like the content that he produces, I'm a fan of the way he speaks on topics as well. It's not a bunch of uh you know gobbledygook, let's say, but because it kind of just like he kind of you can kind of tell that what he's saying he believes in, as opposed to a lot of the media that's out there now. But there's spots open, and it kind of seems like those, replacing Dungy with Tomlin is obviously an upgrade to that one of the highest degrees, considering what Dungy brought to the table. But I would like, I would be more cautious with the Russell Wilson, considering how good I feel Chris Sims was in that role.
Yeah, I'm curious if I don't know if I think Russell Wilson would be good on TV.
That's what I'm saying. He has a lot of A-Rod in him, though, so who knows?
Yeah.
But also with A-Rod, it took time.
Everything A-Rod does is perfect, in my opinion. I think he's the man.
Okay.
He's the king.
Yeah, if you say so.
J-Lo would disagree.
Well, I mean, listen, J-Lo don't really have much legs to stand on with in terms of doing things perfectly. I mean, J-Lo would disagree, and
I don't know, man.
several
I just saw her
dudes
on the
would
beach.
disagree with.
She has perfectly good legs to stand on, if you know what I'm saying.
Where's this nigga Mark Anthony? He disagrees probably. He's probably too high to agree or disagree with anything right now.
And she's still with Ben or no? She's with Ben?
With who?
What the fuck are we? I'm not even.
With Ben?
I'm not even gonna ask that question. Yeah.
Ben Affleck? Nah, they broke up last year, like maybe more than a year ago. They've been broke up.
Yeah, but they still be that on and off shit though.
Yeah, I thought they
like
were
not like a relationship, not relationship wise, but like smash every once in a while.
You think so?
Yeah, it feels like it. Because I think she like let this nigga have a house. Wasn't she like? Shit.
Wasn't she in the Super Bowl commercial with him? No, right? That was last year.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, the year before, he wasn't in this year's commercial. That's how you know that it's over.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's how you know it's over. They weren't in the same Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
That's the only reason they're together anyway, to get that Dunkin' Donuts check.
Right. Fucking Benifer. Well, there you have it, folks.
So that's it. There's nothing else in the draft. Draft recap is over.
And Cheesemas. Draft recap is over. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, all of these players, you got to wait and see. So, we can speak on our teams.
Yeah,
and
we'll see.
The proof is going to be like 4 years from now. So.
I had a draft
now,
in my MUT team. I had a draft in my MUT team, and I had a chance. Okay, my fault.
No, you're the
No,
one.
I said, how was that?
Oh, okay. I had a draft. Oh, I thought you saw the flex. I had a draft, and I came to a decision where I had to go with Reese or fucking Jeremiah Love, and I went Jeremiah Love, bro. Disappointingly, but it is what it is.
J Love.
I went with Jeremiah Love, which is funny. I was like, I thought you guys would find that funny because But
didn't you not want him though?
I like Jeremiah Love, but no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought you guys would find it funny because in real life I didn't want him, and then in the draft I'm sitting there drafting. But it was a bigger need for my team, so.
we know that MUT. You know the weaknesses of that MUT team you got there.
I ended up getting him anyway. But
End up getting who?
Reese. I just thought of you guys when I made that pick. I was like,
wait, but
I
how did
don't
you
know
end up
why.
getting him? So you didn't have to make a choice. It sounds like.
Well, in the beginning it was because you could just get them later, but at the point you get to pick from the top 3 picks, from the top 5 picks, and I ended up picking Love over Reese, and so I ended up picking Reese later. But I just thought of you guys like how you gonna be a hypocrite and pick fucking Love over Reese?
Yeah, but we used to that.
Yeah, right. But it was it's funny. I figured I'd bring it up because I thought of you guys right away. I heard you guys laughing at me. Or I heard you guys.
You know what you just reminded me of?
Making fun of me.
Have either of y'all watched or seen any of the clips from the Shannon Sharp interview with Michael Beasley?
I saw clips. I seen that they did an interview, but I didn't. I don't even recall what it was. It was a couple of weeks ago.
I feel like it was a couple of weeks ago because I didn't click on it.
I don't think it was that long. I think it posted last week.
Yeah.
Because I watched the whole thing yesterday, and I think underneath the thing it said 3 days ago. So I don't know if maybe they were releasing clips earlier, but like the full
Yeah,
interview
right,
from
right.
start to finish. So first of all, I was locked in, if for no other reason other than the fact of where they did it, where they did the interview. Because
They did.
he does these interviews like in clubs. He always does it like in a club or
Right.
in like a restaurant or some shit. So you know where they
Oh,
do this.
what's fireplace? I thought he was always going to be sorry.
No, not anymore. Oh, he doesn't do. He does some of them there, but
Okay.
he does like he did when he did most recently he did like I think 2 or 3 in New York at this forget what the name of the restaurant was, but he did the Joe Budden one. That was last month. He did that one in New York. And the Michael Beasley one, since Beasley lives in Miami, he did it in Miami. And you know where he did it? He did it at 11. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did it at 11.
I mean, there is a lot of there's references that allow that to be an easier thing to pull off.
Well, he did it. The club was closed while he did. He didn't do it during operating hours. He just like the club is empty and he's sitting at like what I assume was it's pretty much single shot. So I can't even really. I'm like 90% sure it's in one of those like one of the VIP booths that's around the dance floor. I'm pretty sure it was on one of those, but like you can't even really tell because they don't really move the camera around too much. But I'm pretty sure it was one of those. But but like he keeps on mentioning it, and it just made me laugh. But yo, it's a long interview, and I don't even know if I recommend watching it because I don't know how much you care about Michael Beasley. But yo, the one thing I will say is, that shit was sad, man. It really.
I know that I know that one of the things that came across, I think it said like he was crying or
Yeah,
some
he
shit
was
like that, and
crying quite a bit,
I didn't want to watch it because of that.
Yeah, it was tough.
Like because that and not because I don't want to see that. It's more so like I already have sympathy and empathy for players because I know like the kind of stories that and the shit that they go through before this. A lot of these, I don't want to say white people, but a lot of these people think that because they grow up a certain way and everything is perfect, that they like everybody else grows up similarly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like when they say, "Oh, this guy is an idiot," or "This guy stinks," or "This guy does this," it's like, yeah, he could be an idiot, but at the same time, you you have to kind of, if you add that nuance of like, oh yeah, this guy came from a fucked up situation. There's a lot of family members that that look at these dudes like lottery tickets, screw over. They don't know who to trust and all that shit. So it's like there's a lot of nuance involved in stuff in a lot of these players, and sometimes with the decisions that they end up doing, it's not like it's not like a regular person making a stupid decision. It's more of a person who maybe was not prepared to make this decision doing it, and sometimes it comes out wrong. So it's like I already have a little bit of that, like over the years. Obviously when you get older and stuff like that, you just kind of start thinking that way anyway. But I already knew that there was a lot of stuff there. It just felt like there was, because I remember him when like the thing was when he was coming out of Kansas State. It was Kansas State, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Cougars.
when he was coming out, it was that he was like kind of immature and all of this stuff. But it's like, and it kind of turns out sometimes, a somewhat similar fashion to what like kind of was projected, not on court, but kind of like the other stuff surrounding. But like to me, I kind of like, I already look at certain players through that prism. I don't unless you're doing shit that's like, if you're doing bad shit to other people, that's when I don't have tolerance for that. But if you're just a kind of stupid, like immature, like idiot, and like you don't know what to do, I have a lot of empathy because there's a lot of people that don't that just it's not stupidity. It's the not knowing of
Yeah.
certain things. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's
No,
like
100%. And honestly,
uh,
everything you're saying is as if you watched the interview, because it's
yeah.
literally on point with
Wow.
because like even just now when you said fuck about how people assume
Families.
that you had the same type of upbringing, he speaks about that a lot, about how his upbringing was fucked up and different, and like a lot of the shit that that sort of people imposed on him and expectations. Like he was like, y'all don't understand that when I didn't have parents. He was like the moment where he like really breaks down and crashes out and starts crying, and like he even starts like kind of yelling at Shannon. And it was funny because like you could tell just based off of from the very beginning of the interview, just based off of based off of the way that he was talking to Shannon, that he came in with a little bit of beef for Shannon already, because he kept on saying like, he kept on, to me, and this I'm not trying to psychoanalyze too much, but he kept on addressing Shannon by saying, well, he kept on, whenever he addressed the media and the way that the media talked about him and treated him,
Say, yeah.
he always kept on saying to Shannon, yeah, you guys, you. Like he kept on saying you and like pointing at him, and like you could tell he
Yeah,
had a
don't try
little
to
bit of
pretend
smoke
like you're
for
a player.
Shannon. Yeah, he tried to have a little bit of smoke for that nigga, and he was like, the part where he broke down, he was like, yo, he was like, why y'all? He's like, y'all don't understand. Yeah, I didn't even have a fridge. Y'all think y'all better than me because you had a fridge? Like he broke down. He was a mess. It was just sad, yo. It was sad because you could tell.
It was probably good for him though too.
You know, I want to believe that, but there's a part of me that I hope it was good for him, because I feel like just based off of the way that I received that interview and watching how he just very clearly is still years later carrying a lot of trauma and anger and resentment and scar. Like he still is in it deep. Like he can't like. Yo, I felt sad. Like, and it was funny because I read the comments, and there was a lot of people. Like the top comments on this shit was like the first probably 5 of them were people saying, "Yo, this shit has me crying," or "This shit had me crying." I didn't cry when I watched it, but I was moved and like very sad for him when he started saying when he was getting animated, he was like, "Yo, he kept on the one thing," and it's kind of funny when you think about it, but the way he was saying it was so sad. It was so like childlike. He kept on saying, "All y'all did was laugh at me. Y'all kept making fun of me. Anything I did, y'all just made fun of me. Y'all was laughing at me." And like he sounded like a little kid who had just been bullied for mad long and was just like OD, over the top, overwhelmed with emotion about it. Yo, it was sad, man. It was like
He's gonna get
watching
his
a
get
nigga
back.
just like all his trauma just right there. Like it was, oh man, it was sad to see. I hope that he gets some type of benefit therapeutically
Yeah,
from
maybe
that.
that, and maybe that was like the, kind of like that first step. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel bad because like, and I feel bad saying this, but it's the truth, and I do empathize with him. But like, yo, you could just tell like he had it. I don't want to sound fucked up when I say this, but like he came across like a nigga that was raised by wolves, my nigga, just like a savage. Like he just like,
I got that impression of him before. Like,
yo, for real, like you, like when he, like, cause you hear niggas talk about how they, moms wasn't there, pops wasn't there. I spent a lot of time by myself, whatever. But not only the way that he was talking, but also the things he kept on addressing. He kept on talking about how, he was always real big, and that made people think that he was older and therefore more mature than he really was, and like they always assumed more from him that he couldn't give, and that he wasn't very smart, like, and not that he wasn't smart, but I feel like if you grow up and niggas always think you're older than you are, and when they talk to you, they look at you at your size and just how you look, and they assume you're gonna have one sort of level of maturity and intelligence, and you don't. They just treat you and look at you like you're just dumb. And I feel like probably from years of having people receive him that way, eventually he just sort of, like accepted I'm
He
dumb.
thinks and then everybody looks at me this way.
Yeah, but when he kept on saying y'all was laughing at me, like, I'm thankful that I laughed at the things that were happening with him, but I never laughed at him the way that other people did. Like, I could tell the way he was saying, like, y'all laughed at me. Like, I always had respect for him as a hooper, and I always wanted him to get his career on track. But, like, a lot of the goofy shit he did was very funny. Like, trying to check into a basketball game with the Lakers when he had the wrong shorts on. That's hilarious. I'm sorry, my nigga. I'm gonna laugh at you. Like,
you're selling. You're proving the haters absolutely right.
Like, but obviously I felt bad because when he talks about it in context, he talks about that was like I can't remember if it was that his mom had just died or his man's had just died, and that he was like, he wasn't in the right frame of mind or whatever, and then. But he was, but I remember seeing I wasn't watching the game, but I remember reading the headline. Mike Beasley tries to check into the game with the wrong shorts, and I just remember seeing the video clip of that nigga standing at the scorer's table with this hot yellow Lakers jersey with these black shorts. I was like, this nigga looks like he's going to play at the Dykeman Park or something. Like, where is he going with this outfit? But yeah, it was sad, man. Like, I wouldn't even recommend watching it just because I wouldn't recommend watching something that's gonna make you sad. But if you've been wondering where Michael Beasley is, he's not in a good place, man. It was fucked up. But
no, he's in
and
a
I didn't
great
even
place,
realize,
'cause
but it was funny that he was sitting there. The one other funny thing that he was sitting there the whole time, and he has this championship ring on his finger. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot. When did he win a chip? He won a chip with the Big Three. Big Three championship. He's a Big Three.
I seen that he was gonna
Big Three
gonna
MVP.
fight. Yeah, he wasn't
see, you
fight.
can't you can't fight the allegations when you do shit like that, man.
Well, that was another fucked up thing about it, because as much as I'm feeling for him and I'm sad for him and he's going through this shit as I'm watching it, like, a lot of the shit that he's saying, I'm like, oh, my nigga, you see, this is why. I'm like, this is why, because you say.
So you're making it easy on niggas, man.
He was sounding crazy. Like, he was sounding crazy. But, like, the way he was talking about how he was poor growing up, like, that's just sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then it was fucked up because apparently, like, the one question I have, and this is sort of always like my go-to, and it doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad guy or anything, but like, he talks about all the different teammates that he's had, and the one thing I'll give him a lot of credit for, he doesn't talk shit or even talk ill of anybody, or at least not in the interview. Like, in no way does he like talk bad about it. Everybody he talks about, every teammate he ever had, he's like, oh, this great guy. These great people.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't talk shit about anybody. So I give him a lot of credit for that. But there is something to the fact that he grew up with KD, and like, he was in sort of he's also from that area. He was telling some crazy story about how he stole pizza from KD's mom's house or something like that, because there was a rule back at home that if he didn't, that he had to, he took a slice of pizza, but if you didn't bring pizza for the whole family, that you get beat up or something like that. So he stole pizza from Kevin Durant's house. But
I mean, that sentence is crazy.
But when this nigga was talking about all these connections, all these teammates he had, and like, I'm recalling, because I had forgotten about all the various Michael Beasley stops. He played in China for a year. But then I was thinking to myself, like, yo, my nigga, you was on the Miami Heat with LeBron. Talks good about LeBron, KD, all these players. And I'm just like, yo, How did he fall through the cracks that he didn't find a connection with nobody that was strong enough that somebody would be like, yo, my nigga, you good? Like,
Yeah.
somebody would have
They
helped
probably
him
all
out.
scared
Like,
him.
well, it's because that was another thing that he mentioned. He mentioned that when he was with the Heat, and that LeBron one day said to him that he said that he was standing there kind of just watching what everybody was doing and not really talking to anybody, and LeBron said, yo, you are a scary dude, yo. And like, because he just kept talking about how like he was always scared, like he was always nervous and scared to talk, and like so he would always be quiet, and like I could see
Yeah,
if a
because he
nigga I
could
don't
get
really
beat up
know
at
is
his
he's
crib
just
if he doesn't
around
bring
big
out
nigga
pizza.
and like he's just there quiet, you don't really get any
Yeah.
feel from him, you don't really know what he's about, you don't know what he's thinking. Like having dudes like that around can be suspect.
Yeah. That's niggas. That's usually the niggas that you like. You keep that other eye on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and he don't get the invite to the club. You know
no.
what I mean? After the
Yeah,
game.
because
So I could see that, but I'm just like, damn, yo, the fact that like again, I don't want to say he did anything wrong, but I just feel like obviously, he's talking his side of the story, his side of his story. But I just have to imagine that he must have really something about him, something he said, somebody he hung around with, maybe something about the Michael Beasley experience throughout his career was strong enough to rub enough people the wrong way that people were just like, I can't fuck with this dude.
Yeah, because
'Cause-
and the other thing that like it's a good point that you mentioned. He was on some good teams because it's not like if he was on the Wizards and with a whole bunch of young dudes that are just as or with like LaMelo Ball and fucking all of these dudes that are like knuckleheads as well. Okay, yeah, I understand how that could be a lot easier to kind of fall into those traps of like, yeah, I'm with a whole bunch of people that are just as immature as I am, so I'm gonna keep that ball rolling. But when you're in like an organization like the Heat, apart from the LeBron era and all that stuff that like you mentioned, but also that's a more structured like Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra, and there's like more structure in that organization that you would think that at least there was somebody that could be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, like maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe you should do shit this way. Like Udonis Haslam, let's say. But
Yeah, that's
like you
actually funny
said,
you
maybe
mentioned
there's
UD.
some
I
shit
didn't
that
think about UD. I'd be curious to see if he has any commentary on this because he was supposed to be like he was like the unk to that team forever.
big homie.
What does he have to say about not that he has to say anything, but I'll be curious if he has any insight into what went wrong for Beasley or whatever. But yeah, man, number 2 overall pick didn't work out, man. Didn't work out. What can you do,
A lot
man?
of pressure.
Better
What
learn
can you do?
Chinese, buddy. Just like they say.
Right.
Doesn't work out.
All
Better
right,
learn
so speaking
Chinese,
of
buddy. Like my man Steph, he learned
Chinese.
Chinese.
Uh-oh.
Japanese, dirty
Nice,
knees,
man.
look at these. Man.
You know, oh, no, let me not do that. No, what in terms of like the story that I was gonna bring up, which I was actually kind of surprised because it's taken over the social media, uh, the last couple days.
Damn,
I don't know
son.
if either of you, huh? No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, it's a story along those lines. But did you see
Klay
the
Thompson.
story that came out 2 days ago? Well, yeah, it was probably 2 days ago of um, the man, the young man who was working for J.P. Morgan that just so happened to work
Oh, he,
under a woman boss, a self-described boss lady, who supposedly made him a sex slave, which he went into detail in terms of saying how you know he would go home crying because she would spike his drinks with Viagra and all of
Nah,
this.
that's not funny.
I, I mean, yeah. Well, it could be funny to when we get to the end, but spiking his drinks with Viagra, making sure that had sex with her all the time, and and pretty much turning this woman into a dominatrix uh, in full clothing,
Right.
having this poor gentleman having to do sexual favors, and which also brought along a lot of jokes on the internet where I don't know if maybe it popped up where there was a lot of jokes where and memes where people applying to men applying to JP Morgan
That's funny.
and like and there was one specifically of Tom Brady in court where when the video when he kind of said what up
Oh
to
yeah, when he
somebody.
blinks.
Yeah, it was like when I see my homie also applying for the same job at
Yeah,
JP
oh, that's great.
Morgan.
Love that.
You know what I'm saying? So it adds a little bit of context to some of that stuff that pops up.
Mhm.
But and also allegedly said that the woman called his wife like it said like I bet your fish head Asian wife doesn't have big cannons like this.
Nice.
So if you see a Asian big cannons thread of tweets, that's also that's also related to this whole situation.
Do we
So
see the cannons or no?
no, because it
Damn.
does turn out um she's fucking hot. I will say the alleged, abuser in this case.
Mm.
But what happens with a lot of the stories nowadays, it actually ended up being a full-on fabrication of a man who actually did work for JP Morgan, and that was the 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 uh, one of the executives. The woman was an executive for JP Morgan, but it did end up being that he kind of fabricated the whole thing, uh,
What?
which is odd because he attributed racist insults to her about his wife, which turns out that he's actually making racist insults about his own wife, which is odd. But it ended up being that he actually kind of wanted to get money out of this whole situation, and he actually ended up using an AI chat bot to kind of uh workshop this series of allegations, and it did come out that these were indeed allegations which you know
That's
kind of
crazy.
I don't even know. I mean, it does end up being a negative for this loser who kind of made himself kind of out to be a victim, but like a triumphant victim in the grand scheme of things, because he didn't actually have to go through any of this stuff. Not that sexual abuse is funny in either way, but when you fabricate all of this to make it seem like you were a victim in this, it is pretty funny, considering like you're accusing somebody else of making you drink spiked Viagra because she was such a sex freak.
Mm.
um and it ended up being that this poor woman was dragged through the mud for about 18 hours till the story came out. And if you pull it up, just I mean, I'm sure you could just search JP Morgan and you'll
Yeah,
see
I'm
that
looking
this
at this thing right
the
now.
the
Yeah, that's what I'm
accuser very
looking for
much
right now.
looks like somebody who would do something along these lines to kind of get something out of it, and would not be a target of this indentured sex servitude. And it just kind of seems like it was a
Oh
a sexual
wow,
fantasy that he had.
this is sick. She accused him
And
of. He accused her of calling him, quote, "my little Arab boy toy."
Yeah.
Gangster does got some big
Wow.
markers too.
Threatening to destroy his career. How do you file a lawsuit like that if it's fake? Yo, the amount of shit like
Well, because I think
the amount of shit people try to get off that's bullshit is I wish I had huge balls like that, yo. I wish, man.
huge cannons.
That too.
Oh shit! I
Then
wish I
I'll
had.
be then I'll
Yeah,
then I'll
Christ.
then we really be talking about trans. If I had huge cannons and
Yeah.
huge balls, you wouldn't know what direction I'm coming from. You know what
Oh
hole I'm going
shit!
in. You know where I'm
Cannons to
at.
the right of me, cannons to the left of me.
Yo, that's
Yeah, but it's
crazy.
just funny because I mean, like you said, we're in such
I don't
a
know how I
He
totally
looks like a
missed that.
doof.
I don't know how I
we're in
missed that
such a
story.
Yeah,
we're in
man, I
such
didn't
a
catch it.
weird place in society where um stuff is it's like you can easily it's almost like you have to make the story worthwhile for people to believe it and perpetuate the belief in it. So uh you have to make it so like people want it to be true for it to gain kind of momentum,
Right.
because we're like in a society where like you very quickly decide, okay, this is fake and this is whack, or this is real and this is kind of juicy. So uh, it's like it was a very good. It was a he had people fooled for a few hours. So I guess in the grand scheme of things,
Right.
he probably would have gotten away with it had he not taken it that far. I think he just got a little bit too far with the story, and also clearly was trying to get something out of it on top of that. So,
Right.
and then you look at his face, and it's
Yeah, I hate his face. Absolutely hate his face.
How did he try to get this off, man? What a lunatic, man. These niggas are crazy.
yeah, bro. A lot of
The
these,
type of lies
yeah,
and bullshit people try
it's
to get off nowadays is nuts, man.
yeah, and it's funny. It's funny because
Very.
it actually kind of reminds me of something that your boy Dave Damashek said today on the Levitard show, where
That
it's
is
like
my boy. That's my
people
man.
where he praise where like people praise Kobe Kobe Bryant RIP, that he would, it doesn't matter what he played, he always wanted to make sure that he put you in the dirt and wanted to win everything. He was like, yeah, you grew up with people like that, and you just called them assholes. They it's not somebody that you're just attributing praise to that person because of what he ended up becoming and kind of signifying. But dealing with that person in real life is not pleasant at all, and
Yeah.
you would hate to
Word.
be around a person like that. So it kind of just like it kind of it's funny that those stories, that him saying that, and that story coming out, it's like it kind of makes sense, because the amount of people that are just out there in real life that are kind of in their own world and kind of like psychopaths, but back in the day they would just be psychopaths in the abyss. But now, given social media and all the stuff that goes on, um there's more awareness of it, which I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but
Yeah,
henceforth
nah, it's
that's
wild.
how we
It's
get here.
wild. It's wild. It's wild. And
That's
it's
a
only getting
mess.
worse. The amount of people who are living in their own world and have a sort of casual relationship with reality is just
Yeah,
increasing, man. It's crazy.
yeah, man.
But
I
what
Yeah,
try,
can you do, man?
I'm in charge of my two boys. Make sure that they don't grow up to be pieces of shit, man. That's all that's my main focus right now. Um, because this is a strange world, man.
crazy
Strange
world.
world, and like I tell them, like, when they do something stupid, like something stupid happens over just like a little thing, and it's like, see, you think that this is just something insignificant, but 1 second, one bad decision can can scar, change, alter your life for the rest of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because I actually have like there's moments that kind of click in my head sometimes that I always go back to, which how bad a certain moment could have gone that would have changed life completely. And what you always have to do is just kind of make sure you're not on the wrong side of the result. So shit is crazy out here, man.
It's a minefield, man. It's a minefield. Word Life, what is that shirt? Is that Four Elements and Beyond? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, that's FEB shit. Or Elements and Beyond. You're the originator of that FEB shit.
Who's what?
You the originator of the FEB shit.
No,
Yeah,
not
remember
me.
you used to
Not
be
I.
into that necrophilia.
Not I. Necrophilia. Well, I'm still into necrophilia. What does that have to do? What does one thing have to do with the other?
Yeah. No, it's true though, man.
Everybody.
It's a crazy world, man. It's a crazy world, bro. Crazy
Yeah.
fucking world, and kids are lucky to have fucking guidance, man. But some of them kids don't want to hear it, man. You know, some of them kids don't want to hear it, but
No, they want to hear it less, man, because they. No, well, we'll do another show on
on this generation,
on why
these
ends
darn children.
yeah. But
So when
like
are
I
you
said
gonna
to
go see
my
Michael the movie? That's my next question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I
didn't
gotta
let you
see. I
finish.
gotta see, man. I was gonna go this week, but I'm gonna have to make a long
Wait,
trip.
are you really gonna go or you don't want to go?
I want to
If you
see
don't
it. I
want,
want to see it. But
because
the thing
I don't
is,
feel like you do.
nah, I do.
it might pop up on the box when not soon. So
You're right. You're right.
On the
I have to
box.
keep my eyes open for that.
that'll
But
be
nah, word of me, man. I told my shorty, I was like, I gave her three options. Movie,
durag hat and a durag.
movie, beach, movie, beach, and movie, beach, or dinner. Not all one. I can't do the flex thing. I could do only one of the.
Oh, for
Um,
Mother's Day.
no, just random. And
Oh
and
shit!
I was
Mother's Day is
pushing for
next
movie.
week, right?
Is it
Yeah.
flex? This is your.
It's
You gotta
not this
remind
Sunday,
me.
right? It's next Sunday.
No, not this Sunday. It's next
Next
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
Cool flex.
Oh,
You gotta be on top of it. Good shift, H.
Yeah, but the shit is now I don't have to make cars. I got a 3D printer, dog. I just gotta get
this
some
fucking
fucking
guy, man. This guy.
This guy's making 3D printer
nigga.
Mother's Day gifts 3D printer. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway,
The last thing I wanted to ask, speaking of FEB, Mr. Hip Hop over here, music. There's two music projects that I saw released recently that I'm curious if you've listened to them and what you think about them.
go ahead,
Well, actually,
yeah.
one of them is not super recent. I wanted to know if you
I've been slacking recently.
listened to that
Really don't.
Kanye shit that he dropped a couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't. The last thing I heard of him was the Danya shit. I'm out of touch with him.
Danya? Who's that? What's that? I must have missed
That's
that one.
that was the drop that he had. That's his mom's name, Danya, and
Oh, Donda.
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 Yeah,
Did
yeah,
I say
yeah.
Danya? Yeah,
That
yeah,
album
Donda.
came out was that like 5 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah, sound like.
No, the most recent
been a
shit
lot
he
of
did with Travis
racism
Scott.
since
You
then.
didn't watch the video and listen to the shit?
No, I didn't
I
hear
watched
that
that
shit.
one video for that one song, but I didn't listen to any. I didn't listen to the album.
Is it good? Is the song good?
I like the video more than I like the song, but it's okay. I thought the
I'll tap
video
in
was
now that you say
interesting,
that.
creative, different. So I thought the video was alright, but other than that, I wasn't too interested. I wasn't sure. I don't really even know where Kanye exists right now. Like
Yeah,
I'm
me
good.
too.
I don't have no use for Kanye really.
Me too.
But I know that there's certain people who like
Yeah.
certain people
matter what.
who love hip hop sort of will always
Yeah,
be
no matter
interested
we'll
in
fuck
what
with
he's
it.
doing
Right.
from a musical standpoint. I don't know where you stand on that. And then the other one that I saw, I don't know if you even know that this came out or if you. I saw Action Bronson released a video of a song he did with Lil Yachty and Paul Wall. Have you heard about this?
Did not. Did not hear about
I
this.
saw that the I didn't actually click on the video, but I watched so much of Action Bronson's food content
Do you?
that popped up.
Is it
Yeah,
good?
yeah, it's great.
He's
It's
always been a
Really?
chef,
I
like into
never
the
watched
food.
his shit. I've thought
yeah,
like I've
it's
seen it around, but I've never checked it out. I should watch
it,
that
it's
shit.
so cool because he's very technical in terms of like
Mm-hmm.
he does know like
Yeah, yeah.
culinary,
Mm-hmm.
like that all of that stuff. So it's like, but the way he talks about it, he kind of breaks it down into layman's terms because he is kind of like that type of dude.
Yeah.
So he doesn't try to hit you with like the highbrow like oh
Yeah.
and all of this. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's easy, no pun intended, but easy to digest
Yeah.
the way that he talks about food and why certain food is great and he just has so much. I fuck with him. Like I don't even listen to his music. I want to say at all. Like I do like a couple of his songs that I've heard or whatever, but I don't even go out to listen to his
Yeah.
music. But I do have so much respect for him because of the way he supports like every culture and like the food of every culture and just like because I'll even say there's one where he was like I forget where he was but he was trying a bunch of like Hispanic food and he was they went somewhere and he was having like Dominican food and he was talking about certain things and just like the dude that he was with was just trying to be like oh this all of this grease and all of this stuff and he was just like you could tell that person he was with was trying to be condescending and he was
Hmm.
trying to go over the top and be like yo what do you mean like this is where it hits your soul and you could taste all of this you know what I'm saying it's like
Yeah.
he over praises but it's not phony it's like he kind of breaks it down to like to make it for like somebody who doesn't know anything which a lot of people don't obviously outside of because we live in an area or you used to live in an area cheeks where we know a lot about a lot of things a lot of
Hmm.
people don't know about anything you know what I'm saying so it's like he kind of
Right.
he
It's a
tries to kind
fact,
of break
bro.
it down into layman's terms like for people that would be like oh an Indian restaurant, Dominican, what's that? Fucking Cuban food. You know what I'm saying? It kind of breaks it down and makes it easier for people to understand what's going on, as opposed
Hmm.
to trying to be like, oh yeah, well, this cheese is this and this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the kind of uppity type of food content. This one is
Yeah.
it's like entertaining. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Like
saying?
like some
Gotcha.
people, I've seen a video that people don't know a lot of things. I've seen a video of a girl was like, I don't know if you have seen it. The girl was like, I'm not Republican. I'm more Dominican. And the dude was like,
Oh
wait,
my
what?
god.
She was, I'm not, I'm saying it wrong. I'm Dominican. And she was
Yeah,
literally
people are
talking
stupid.
about prostitution.
Wait,
People
what
are
Anyway,
was she
stupid.
but
trying
no,
to
I
say?
didn't hear that album.
She was
She,
trying to say Democrat?
yeah, she's yeah.
Oh wow.
And she was, I'm Dominican, Republican, Dominican. That shit was
Wow, that's
I mean, that's
wild.
the thing. Also, that
I'm gonna
there's a
send you that
lot
shit.
of there's a lot of ways of seeing how stupid people are nowadays, which is good because it
That
kind
is
of
that is
kind
one
of
of the
reminds
added benefits. Yeah.
it reminds you
That
it
is, yeah.
reminds you that not that whatever you learned or you felt like was a waste of time learning in the grand scheme of things was probably good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that don't know a goddamn thing and have no issues because the best state of not the one of the least powerful but also most powerful state of minds is like not knowing that you don't know anything because you think you know everything
Mhm.
Yeah.
because you don't know anything else that exists.
Yep.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. Word Life has to go
Tackle a lot
Yo,
of subjects today.
to the movies.
I gotta work tomorrow, but I gotta.
Do you?
Yeah.
Damn. Say it ain't
Saturday,
so.
Sunday.
Wow.
That was the
This
who
is a
was
little
this?
stretch.
That was the Popeye. That was the Popeye joint where the muscle would go
yeah,
under.
yeah. I need my planet.
Would drop down.
Yeah.
I gotta work tomorrow. Oh shit! But yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that actually reminded me of the last thing. That actually reminded me. It was a funny tweet that I saw. I don't know. I don't know if I sent it to you, but it was like Blake Miller, the tackle prospect for the Lions, and I think PFT commenter. He you know how those videos that, by the way, Caleb Lomu, that dancing
Yo, that was crazy.
thing
What was that?
where he was like,
Was that real?
crazy. Caleb Lomu. Yeah, Caleb Lomu. I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake. I had to see it again to make sure it was real. Because I called my son Adriel. I was like, "Yo, come over here real quick. Look at this guy." And he was like doing this little butt move spinning thing, which was crazy. And now Drake May has the fucking Will Campbell and that guy protecting him. But Blake Miller did this thing in the same. It was the same kind of video where he does the flex and then he just points nonchalant. And PFT commenter was like, the last thing a fucking nerd sees. And it was such a because it was so perfect because it was such a bully like pointing.
Yeah. You're next,
It was
buddy.
You want some of this?
I was like, what's his name from Doug? Percy. You want a Hertz donut?
That's so like yeah, bullies, they don't make bullies the way they used to anymore. Now bullies actually do bad shit. Back then it was just like fucking jocular bullying.
Back
shit.
then it was, I'll give you a noogie or something.
A noogie.
Now it's, I'm
A
gonna send a
swirly.
SWAT team to your house and have you shot. Niggas are crazy.
Yeah, for
out
real.
here,
Nigga.
man.
I'm gonna shoot you in the face now.
Yeah, they're wilding out here, but what can you do? What can we do? So what's the next thing on the NFL schedule? What's next?
The NFL schedule.
Oh, that shit was great. What was it? Who was it that said that said something about mini camp that had me laughing?
damn,
Oh, damn, what was it? I forget now.
I can't find it. Fuck
What are you looking for?
that Dominican bitch.
Oh, damn, what the hell was it that they said that went to mini camp? I don't remember. Damn, it was somebody. Who was it?
Dominican?
No, somebody said it was somebody that got invited to. Oh, it was Pavia. That's who it was.
Diego Pavia?
Yeah. That's what it was. That shit was funny. That made me laugh when they said that.
I just got it.
You heard about that, right?
Nah.
That he said that I guess there was news that the Ravens invited Diego Pavi to their rookie mini camp. And that somebody said that that's fucked up that they didn't invite him to the regular camp.
You know what's funny about that? Those are good jokes. But
That's
when you
great.
think about it, it's so much harder to be that size and to get to that point than it is to be one of these fucking massive dudes.
No, hell yeah. I
Right?
never understand like making fun of like somebody who's playing a big man's game and doesn't have the same size. Like I don't know how that is a flex. Like, look at you
Yeah, like-
balling against bigger niggas than you. Haha, what a fool.
Yeah, like exactly.
And
It's
school-
like
and
it's
schooling
almost
us.
like like because I get the Kyler Murray jokes and he's very unlikable, so it makes it easier to laugh at. But it's like Kyler Murray should be pointing at you, being like, "You're this tall and you couldn't do shit."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
a regular human being. I'm a regular human being. Look what I'm doing
yeah,
here.
like I'm this little. That means if I was your size, how much better would I be than you?
Yeah. But I was surprised that
I never
they
got this.
signed Pavia for real. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not signed him for real, like he's not on the 52 man or 53 man, but that I didn't even know that he was gonna get past like that little tryout, because I was listening to the because I didn't even really understand what the exact process is for undrafted free agents and what their options are and how the process works. But I saw Will Compton talking about it because he was an undrafted free agent, and he was sort of describing the differences between like the different opportunities you get as an undrafted free agent. Like you can get a
Because you
contract.
pick.
Yeah, but he was saying that like you can get I guess whatever Diego Pavia originally got was like he didn't get like the I forget how he described it, what it's like actually called, but like there's a like a mini camp or like a undrafted rookie contract that they give you that sort of gives you a higher level of pay and ensures you like being on the whatever the initial 90-man roster, and he didn't even get that
because this is a
originally, but I think they finally did
because
give
he
him
got
that.
because I think he
Yeah.
got a try. Like he got
It's like a tryout,
invited as a tryout
Yeah,
to the rookie mini camp.
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Because at that point, like, there's no vets there, so it's just like they just need bodies there. So you know what I'm saying? Like they said, like they put you know, he signed a 3-year
Yeah, that's
contract, which is
crazy.
just bullshit. And um, because I think Arian Foster, I saw a clip of Arian Foster saying that like that's actually terrible because if you're good, that means they locked you in for 3 years,
yeah,
and there's actually no downside for them. Like they don't have to guarantee you any money or anything like that. But um, sometimes those UDFA things where it's like you get to choose where you go. So sometimes
yeah,
like
yeah,
you're gonna pick like if you're a safety and the let's say the Jets they need they need safeties or whatever, let's say like you're gonna want to sign with them even if somebody else is offering you more money because you have
yeah,
a better shot to make the actual squad. So
Right.
it's like the reverse free agency when it
yeah.
comes to that.
I was sad that he didn't
Yeah.
get drafted. I know
Me
everybody was
too.
having fun laughing at him, but I was sad. I
Yeah.
wanted to see what
Yeah, he's annoying. He's
But
Yeah.
what
annoying.
now? The they were talking about, and I thought it was an interesting conversation. The last thing I'll bring up is they were talking about what do you think would have is a better option for him, this rookie minicamp tryout shit that he has going with the Ravens, or would it have served him better to go like, for instance, to UFL or CFL and try to like be a starter, ball out, and try to get back into the league from there?
I think I just think with his skill set, he's gonna be a gimmick no matter what, and his size. You know what I'm saying? Like if it were like some like let's say in the in the event that like somebody like Garrett Nussmeyer or Cole Payton, somebody who has all the measurables, right? Um, and kind of like arm talent and all of this stuff, and they go undrafted. I would say that maybe it's probably better to go to something like that where you can ball out and
Yeah.
people are gonna buy into like, yo, this dude is 6'4". He could
Right.
throw the ball through the uprights. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
it's like, oh, that's enticing. But when you're 5'8", 5'9", and
Yeah.
you play that sort of game, it's kind of like what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
for
What
like
did he
for
end up
example, like
weighing? I
the
thought he was taller than. I thought he was like
they
us.
say 5'10", but whatever. But like I guess the
Yeah,
Ravens,
5'10".
in theory, would probably be a setup where we're kind of like it's more favorable to what you know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
but is he gonna? My only thing is
Dual
like,
threat.
I feel like if he's, I mean, maybe I haven't followed closely enough. Is there a path for him to be the number 2 with Baltimore?
Nah.
See, because that's my thing. Like,
They got Huntley,
if you're
right?
telling me that there's like any kind of a path for him to like make a roster and have be a little bit closer to getting on the field, even if it's just preseason. But if he's gonna be lost away on on the Ravens practice squad, especially with that whole 3-year dynamic of it now, if he's gonna be lost away on a practice squad like that, I mean, neither of the options are really ideal. But I just feel like I think they're both difficult paths. I almost feel like if he was to go and play, maybe if he, like, hypothetically, if he goes to UFL or CFL and fucking is the MVP of the league, I think, and now I don't know that that's even something that is remotely realistic for him, but theoretically he would at least have an opportunity to play. If he was going to be a starter for a team in one of these alternate leagues and he could have an opportunity to have a full season of tape, I just feel like he might have a better chance as somebody taking a chance on him with a little bit more tape, with a, obviously it's not NFL level, but it's maybe another level above college. And if he can have success there, I feel like he might have a better chance of somebody wanting to take a chance on him as a backup, as opposed to, I just don't see what his path to any kind of legitimate NFL career or role is, as this undersized guy who's not even getting to put together any, like, from now until whenever, the only film anybody's going to have on him is his college film.
Yeah, but there's a reason why he's the only Heisman finalist to not get drafted.
Ever, right?
You know what I'm saying? I don't think it only has to do with his measurables and whatever his skill set is. It also has to do with this dude's kind of an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like he.
Yeah, but that's even more so why I feel like I feel like he needs to clearly he didn't give people enough of a reason to take a chance on him based off of what he did in college and what his sort of, measurables are. They didn't outweigh whatever other concerns people have in terms of bringing him in. And I feel like being on a practice squad, that's not going to change. I feel like the only remote fucking snowball chance in hell that you have to change that is to have an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
Right.
But
we'll see.
We shall
see. Maybe he'd be the first football. Well, would he be the first? Would he be the first guy to enter the draft and go back to college? Didn't somebody do that already?
I don't think. I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
I feel like there was a story about that, about a guy who went undrafted and went back because of the new NIL or some shit. I could be wrong. It may not even have been football. It might have been basketball. But
yeah, I mean, there's guys that were signed in the G League going back to basketball.
Oh yeah, that I do remember. Anyhow, so next thing, we do have minicamp. We don't have minicamp. What's the next thing on the schedule? We wait until the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah. It'll be right around the corner.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
So
no agency's going on right now. Free
agency's been going on before the draft, no?
Yeah, I know. But right now it's getting, well.
Are there any major free agents who have yet to sign that we know of?
Yeah, there's Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
He's still without a team?
Joe Mixon.
Mm-hmm. Joe Mixon?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Joe Mixon's career is over.
Seems that way. Who else?
Stephon Diggs' career may very well be over too, but I think that he at least played more recently, and I think he's a little bit younger, right?
Yeah, some of these dudes are a lot younger than what we perceive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, the Diggs might. I don't know, man. Diggs, you forget that he's been in the league a while though. He was in Minnesota for like 4 years.
Oh, right, for a minute, right.
And then he was with Buffalo for like 4 years.
He's probably 32.
He might be coming up on 10 years of service. So
yeah.
Anyway, I gotta check out the Cleveland's fighting for their life over here. Down 3 minutes left.
As soon as we and by the way, as soon as we said that the Magic came back from being a whack ass team, they were up by like 20 and then converted to being a whack ass team again.
To me, the Magic, if they could be up 50, they're still a whack ass team. They're just They're just not what we bargained for. You know how you know that they're a corny team?
Oh.
They had their biggest celebrity courtside at the most recent game. The biggest
Tiger
celebrity
Woods.
that I think they've ever had.
Oh.
Mickey Mouse. That's pretty big.
Ja Morant.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I think he's the biggest person. He's the biggest celebrity I've seen courtside at a Magic game.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume the only reason he was there
That was
because
ridiculous because I didn't know what
Desmond
the point
Bane.
was.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, wait a minute, what is this? A preseason game? What the fuck? What am I watching here? What's he doing?
And why are they
here?
showing him? Yeah.
But I did love that people just were saying that he could, that this is the one opportunity he gets to finger guns all day and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, he's in Florida.
Yeah.
That shit would have been hilarious though if Adam Silver would have hit him with a fine anyway, just to nigga get your ass out of here.
It's open carry out here.
Yeah, you can appeal the fine, but I'm gonna make
I'll stand in my ground
just to embarrass you. Oh man, we'll see where he ends up next year. Though. Anyhow, that is the end. Until next time.
Salute.
Until the
10 on the dot.
Until we get the news of whatever the next biggest story is. We got.
Oh
we
yeah,
got
when
some time.
Aaron Rodgers comes back.
Ooh.
Or comes back or doesn't come back, or maybe if he announces that he and
Married.
Mike
Comes
Stud
on
are
his
gonna
boyfriend's back.
gonna run away together. he and his stud are gonna. Let me not even go there.
Him and his stud.
Him and his stud.
That's funny.
Does he still have his house in Jersey?
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
And there's no new Rossini news, right?
I haven't seen any.
You have my man Mike Vrabel in a spin cycle, son. Blender.
Crazy.
Anyway.
Something crazy.